The Port Authority's container yard by a port police officer revealed a possible hazardous material threat within a 20-foot container. GFD spokesperson Ed Artero.
We got a call from the port security stating that on one of their routine checks, they noticed a hissing sound coming from one of the containers. So they informed our 911 center. We sent out our initial unit from PD Fire Station.
What GFD found was a 20-foot ISO container believed to be holding carbon dioxide.
We wrote out our hazmat team as a precaution, and then we worked with the responsible party of the owner of the tank, and then we went in and did some testing.
GFD tested the air for oxygen deficiencies, explosive and flammable environment risk assessment, all of which came back negative. Despite these assessments, GFD could not give the all clear due to a lack of technical equipment needed to test for CO2 emissions. For that reason, the incident was turned back over to the port.
As far as the fire department's hazmat team, we don't have instruments for that. For firefighters, our main thing is testing for flammable environment, explosive environment, and oxygen deficient environment. CO2 is not really a big indicator for us to be testing for.
While GFD's tests revealed no toxins in the air, Artero says CO2 is relatively non-toxic. But in a confined space, it can displace oxygen and become a hazardous situation. Therefore, taking precautions was the right course of action. This ISO container behind me was making a hissing sound, which prompted a port police officer to contact GFD. As a precautionary measure, the ISO container was moved from the port's container yard to the chassis yard. Deputy General Manager Felix Pangilinan.
The hissing on the container was coming from a pressure release valve. These ISO containers are normally utilized to transport gas or liquid gas, and because it's pressurized, once it reaches a certain point, it automatically releases the pressure in the container.
Now in the port's hands, it turns out the hissing noise is normal. And according to Pangilinan, the carbon dioxide in the container posed no threats to port employees. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jolene Tovich.